guys, what is up? It is Sabrina here and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I wanted to film, I think what is the third video in my biblical home series, which is just a playlist I have here on my channel on how to run a biblical home based on biblical principles and not exact rules and norms. I'm going to be sharing my personal practical tips for how to keep a clean home, maintain an organized, orderly home. Literally a couple hours later when I'm finally finishing this video because my daughter just did not want to go to bed. Anyways, we won't talk about that. So I first just want to read two verses for you guys really quick on this principle of keeping a clean and organized home and why it's important. The first one is in 1 Corinthians 14:33. It says, "For God is not a God of disorder, but of peace, as in all of the meetings of God's holy people." And Proverbs 31:27, "She looks well to the ways of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness." Even though the first verse was talking in the context of a church and how it should be ordered, I think that applies to more than just a church setting. I think it applies to everything. God is not a God of chaos. He desires order. He desires organization. Then the Proverbs one, "She looks well to the ways of her household." She's not sitting here eating the bread of idleness. She's not just wasting time on technology while her house is a mess. She's not just laying around or prioritizing the wrong things. Like, she is a woman that is hoping to do well for her household, which I think keeping your home clean is huge because it really does affect your family. The environment they are in really affects them, which is why I think it's a biblical thing to keep your home clean and learn how to do it well. So that being said, let's just jump right into my tips on how I personally do that. And of course, these things may change over time, but I really do think that the more kids you add, the more essential it is to have good habits and routines in place, because it does get a lot harder to maintain a routine with kids. So I think it's really important to start that early. The first thing is to own less things. Now you may be like, what does this have to do with keeping the home clean? But honestly, it makes a huge difference. When you have so much clutter, so many pillows and blankets on your couch, they are bound to end up everywhere but the couch. And if you have a million baby toys, much more than your child actually plays with, you're gonna constantly be picking up 1,000,001 baby toys. In fact, I cut down the size of my baby's toys. I didn't like throw them away, I just put them into storage and I kind of rotate them. But I noticed she actually played more with the toys that she had out, and the house was cleaner because of that. And so just own less things. And I think in this era, it's very easy to just convince ourselves we need everything that we see online, and our homes quickly fill up with a bunch of stuff that we need, right? Well, if you really sat there and evaluated it, a lot of things we don't actually need, and it's okay to own one item of something. You don't need 10 pairs of leggings. You probably only need one or two. That's what I'm saying with this. So the less things you have, the less you're gonna have to worry about keeping clean. The second tip kind of goes into that, which is to have an organization system where everything has a home. My dad used to say that if you can't find a place for something, you can't make a place for it, get rid of it. It's not something that you can accommodate. If you really don't have room in your home for something and you just bring it in, you're gonna be overwhelmed and stressed out, and it's gonna get so dirty so fast. So I recommend that you either switch something out. Let's say you bought a tent that your family's gonna use, and obviously you only use a tent a few times a year, but it's still a good investment. However, if you really have no room in your garage, look at the things around your garage that you haven't used in a long time. For example, my husband and I own this raft, and we don't really use it. It's like a water raft. We could keep it and keep saying we'll use it, or we could just get rid of it and keep something that we'll actually use more in its place. Have everything belonging somewhere, because then when you find stuff that just ends up everywhere, as it inevitably will, you're not going to be stressed out about where it goes because you know where it goes. Third thing is to clean messes as you notice them. Have a few 5-minute pickups throughout the day where you just kind of pause what you're doing, look around. For example, I see my laptop, a pencil, a head covering on the ground, and my baby's blanket right there. Those are all things that have homes. I just have to take the time to go put them there. So these are what the 5-minute little pickups are. Also, clean messes as you notice them. If I notice that I walk into my room and my husband's clothes are on the ground, I can pick them up right then and there instead of walking by them several times a day saying that I'll get to them. Like, it really doesn't take that much effort to pick it up, but it does build up very fast. The more often you clean, the less you're going to have to clean. The fourth tip is to clean your kitchen during and after every single use or meal. Whether it's as simple as taking out a block of cheese to cut a few slices for your child or cooking a full-on dinner, cleaning during the process and especially after the process is so essential. The kitchen is such a central part of your home. You're gonna be in and out there multiple times throughout the day, okay? If it's not for meals, it's for snacks. If it's not for snacks, it's for something. So you really wanna make sure that place stays clean. I know this is an area of the home where moms can tend to get so overwhelmed because it seems like it's always dirty, and it in fact is always dirty. For example, if I'm done using the spices, I'll go put them away right now. I won't wait till afterward when everything's an explosion, because you already will have dishes to clean, so you don't want to also have food and scraps and ingredients on the counter. I like to do frequent like sink clean house throughout the day. Like I like to put everything in the dishwasher throughout the day. I don't wait till dinner, or I don't wait till the next morning, because it will become too much for me. Tip number 5 is for all y'all who hate cleaning the shower, because that is probably one of the things I hate the most of the household chores, but this is something that has really helped me, and it is to keep a scrub brush with vinegar and water. I keep a brush like that in the shower, and after each shower I scrub the walls where I notice it needs it, or I scrub the bottom. My husband works construction and he works with mechanics sometimes, so he'll come home some days black, like covered in oil and grease and dust and sweat and cement and drywall dust, all of the above. And try as he might, as he takes a shower, he sometimes splatters the walls of the shower or the ceiling, believe it or not, and it gets dirty very fast. So if I wait till I clean the shower, which I typically do like once or twice a month, I know that's bad, but it will get to the point where it's so unbearable and difficult, and I have such bad back pain now that it would be too much to do it that often and to that messy of an extent, because it gets really bad. So leaving a brush in there has helped so much, and I don't really ask him to do it. I'll do it the next time I take a shower, but every day taking that little brush, pumping some of the vinegar and water out, or dish soap, you can do that too, and then just cleaning the walls, whatever type of shower you have, it has made the massive difference. I don't have to clean it as often, and when I do go to clean it, it's not so much buildup. Number 6 is to keep up with laundry by doing at least a load a day or every other day. So for us, I don't need to do it every day. In fact, every other day, it's a little bit of a stretch, but sometimes I will have enough laundry. And the reason I say this is because I used to wait till I had a big pile of laundry to wash, and by the end of that day, I had a big pile of laundry to fold, because y'all, it's easy to toss it into the washer and into the dryer. It's a lot more difficult to fold it and put it away. So I realized what was stopping me from having consistently clean laundry in our closets was the fact that I was waiting to do it all in one day, rather than spreading it out throughout the week, kind of like breaking things up. Instead of this big chunk of cake I have to eat in one bite, I'm eating it in a few little bites, and so it's manageable. It's not so overwhelming. Tip number 7 is try not to leave your home messy when you leave the house. I try to always tidy it up a little bit. If I'm in a rush, I'll still do the best I can to pick up things and to put away stuff in the kitchen, because I find that no matter what I do, when I leave the house, I'm exerting energy. I'm probably not going to spend money eating out, so I'm gonna come home hungry and tired and kind of with my hands full of whatever I went out for. The last thing you want is to have a dirty home. So I try my best to not leave it dirty, and I try not to leave on a whim. Sometimes I have to, and that's okay, but that's why you keep your house consistently clean, is because you can just walk away. You don't have to like spend hours cleaning it before you walk away. You've already done the little tasks that help keep it maintained. The 8th thing is, for those of you with children, it's to involve your children in with the cleaning. So my daughter is about 1.5 years now. Now she's at the age where she can pick up her toys. Now she's at the age where she likes to hand me the little utensils from the dishwasher as I put them away. And does it take longer to unload the dishwasher that way? Yes, but I am teaching her habits that will hopefully benefit her as well as me as she grows. Kids love to help. At this age, they don't know that they're cleaning. They don't know that they're working. They just know that they're helping mama with something. They're being involved with mama, and it's the best thing in the world. So teach your kids at a young age to help you clean. I understand if y'all have 1-year-olds or younger, they can't help, but as they grow, involve your kids. They are never too young to help. If they can walk and they can understand simple commands, they can learn to clean. I think there's a huge misconception that kids cannot help you until they're like 4 or 5, and that's just not true. Kids are capable of so much more than you think. The more kids you have, the more mess there is, but the more hands you have to help you. Work is not a punishment. Cleaning is not a punishment. It's a gift from God that you have a home to clean, that you have stuff to put away, that you have people to take care of. It's not a burden. So don't teach your kids that it's a burden. If your kids watch you resent doing it, they will resent it. Those are just some simple practical tips for y'all to help you keep your home clean. I'm going through different seasons of life. Soon I'll have a newborn in the home where things will change a little bit, but I just hope that these are just habits I can start now and maintain throughout my life, because I do think it's so essential to have a clean, orderly home. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.